Are you quite comfy? You've taken up my entire foot space. Ooh, are you comfy? Oh, pretty baby. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Monday vlog. If you don't know who I am Kirby. This is the Knit Crochet Read Repeat podcast. This is just my Monday vlog because I don't work on a Monday and I thought, why the heck not? So today's plans are to get out quick. I could dilly-dally and I could make a cup of tea and I could have some food, or I could just get out and get the stuff I need, which is very little. Need to pick up Scott's prescription, my prescription, and then of all things, I need a head of garlic. I forgot that for one of our recipes this week, we just need cloves of garlic put in a roasting tin and then mashed down once it's cooked. And we substituted every other dish with garlic paste. So need to go out and get that head of garlic. So it's on the way, or it's right beside where Scott's prescription is. So it makes sense just to nip out and get it. I am also expecting a delivery today. So I've been battling, do I wait for that to come and then go out? But it's all the way till 1:30 and I'd rather just get everything done now and come back and chill, because it's just not one of the nicest days out there today. It is a typical Dreich Scottish day and it just looks like a constant drizzle of rain. One of those ones where you're just going to get soaked no matter what. So let's go out, let's get stuff done, and let's get back home so that we can clean, bake, and craft. Hello again. I didn't record a single thing whilst I was out. I just wanted to get out, get back. I tried to drive past my pharmacy, which is notorious for not having parking or free spaces. And right enough, there was no free spaces. And so I just kept going. And I headed to Morrison's, where I ended up picking up 2 bulbs of garlic and 1 fresh red pepper. I have frozen peppers, like sliced peppers, but I don't know how they would cook in relation to the fresh vegetables. So there's going to be some butternut squash. Oh, to be fair, I have frozen onion I'm going to put in. So I probably should have got a fresh onion. Oh well, I'm not going back out. So basically what we're doing is we're doing a roasted vegetable and feta pasta for dinner. First time I've ever done one. Hopefully it'll be delicious. But there is butternut squash, red pepper, plum tomatoes, onion, then obviously your feta, the garlic, and then eventually you add in the pasta with some stock cube, I think. We went through our recipe book yesterday and we picked out some meals for this week. And then on the way back, picked up Scott's prescription. His pharmacy is a lot easier to get to, but again, like, you could have very minimal parking. But there are other options in the area that just require like a 2-minute walk should you not get parked by their premises. But yeah, I was going to try and get parked at my place on the way back, and I was just like, don't be lazy, you live like 2 blocks away, just walk. So that's what I done. Came into the flat, dropped everything off, left my purse, because I don't like carrying my purse if I don't need it. Excuse me. So yeah, done all the things I need to do outside the flat today. Oogie's looking at me like, who on earth are you talking to? So plan for today is bake a cake, Haven't baked a cake in quite some time. A little bit of cleaning. Little bit of cleaning. Got all the windows open to air the flat out. Need to take some rubbish out. Need to put some books into order. I spent my voucher on Saturday, my little £50 voucher from work. I'll show off those books later on. But yeah, probably a load of laundry, clean the kitchen, take the rubbish out, clean up the living room. It's not horrific, it's just a slight dumping ground. Only slight. Bake my cake, like I said, and then do some crafting. I started a new crochet project yesterday and it feels like the most intricate crochet I think I've ever done. And it's just a shawl. But it's just like my go-to crochet is just simple granny stitch or linen stitch, whereas this has, it's all mostly like double crochet and single crochet. It's really not that intricate, but it's just different stitch styles. Not really sure how to word it. I don't know the name of the pattern off my head, but it looks quite intricate, if you get my point. But yeah, it's going to be a slow day today on purpose. We'll chat throughout the day. I'll get you caught up on stuff. But yeah, I think I'm going to close all the windows because it is getting a bit chilly. I'm going to put the fairy lights on. I want to put a candle on, but I need to be in the same room as it because Oogie has become a little bit too interested in candles for my liking. She hasn't done anything, but like she was sure, like would not stop staring at it, kept getting quite close to it. I don't think she was trying to swat at it, but like she was very intrigued. She wanted to know what it was. So can't trust her to have a candle on and just walk out the room for like 2 seconds. But yeah, cup of tea and then we'll get started. And I hope to record an actual podcast today because it has been a while. But I also just really want to slow down, take things one at a time, not overload my day off. Yeah. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea. Okay, so this is what I'm working with today. This laundry was hung up to dry yesterday. Need to shift the towel so that this side can dry. This dehumidifier is broken. Needs to go to the dump. Need to find somewhere to put these. Got this yesterday. This cup's being used, but these cups are going to the charity shop. This dish here was yesterday's dinner, soaking. So I need to get that washed. Then the cat food trays. These containers are drying just now. I need to clean all the countertops. Then I think I'll probably start the cake. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I was running up and down the stairs. But yeah, this is what I need to tidy up. Got a load of laundry ready to go. Just need to turn it on. Well, put the detergent in and turn it on. But yeah, let's see how much better I can make this. I need to clean the cooker top. I got sauce on the tile behind it yesterday, so I need to clean that all up. But yeah, let's see how much better we can make this look. Hello again. So ignore the mess in the background. I am not tackling that cupboard today. We have cleaned the countertops, done the dishes, got a load of laundry on, and now we are going to start baking. And again, ignore the mess in the cupboard. That is all shopping bags, reusable shopping bags. So we're going to be making a recipe out of this delicious gluten-free by Sarah Howells. This is the GF blogger online if you are unaware. And again, to get everyone up to speed, my husband does have celiac disease, therefore cannot consume any wheat or gluten. So we're going to be making the chocolate fudge cake, and I have not baked in quite some time. So let's get everything out. Let's then read through the recipe and then get the oven on to preheat. I don't want the oven on too much longer than I need to. Are you my little chef? Can they see you? They can. Are you my little chef? Hi. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can all hear her meowing. Come here. They can't see you now. You're too hidden. You want to meow on microphone? No? You shy? Okay, that hurts. Right. Scales. Without a packet of baby potatoes in them. Mixing bowl. Measuring jug. Right. I think that's all I need equipment wise. Apart from like a tray to obviously cook it all in. And 100 grams of dark chocolate. 100 grams. 175 of self-raising flour. Caster sugar as well. Don't judge us for our messy cupboards. Vegetable oil, buttermilk, cacao powder. Got that. Eggs. Oh, xanthan gum. It was in here somewhere. Xanthan gum. Do I have a quarter teaspoon? 1/8. Oh, I cannot read these. 1/4. I'll keep that one. Right. Butter, dark chocolate, gluten-free self-raising flour, cacao powder. Yes. Would you like to bake? I know y'all can't hear him meowing because of the washing machine. Where did I get to? 150 ml of vegetable oil. Really? Okay. Vegetable oil. There we go. Right. Tea. Yes, I did just slurp if anyone heard that. Alright, oven. Preheat. 180? Right, to bake your cake, bake the dark chocolate into pieces and melt on full power in the microwave for 10-second bursts. Oh, sorry, I realized that was very close to the camera. Come on. Oh, stubborn packet, open. Hello, my darling girl. Goodbye. Right, shouldn't have set everything in front of the microwave.
Oh, sugar. That's my cup of tea. See, we don't do polished in this podcast. Right. Flour. Let's open this over the sink because I just cleaned these counters. Oh, Whoa, 1 gram over. There we go. Oh, that was meant to be 10-second burst. 30. Oh well. That melted. Right. Flour done. Meanwhile, this flour and all the remaining cake ingredients into a large bowl and beat together with an electric whisk until fully combined. Well, was I not meant to put my chocolate in this one? I was meant to read through this before I done anything. Yeah, okay. Do I have another container I can put this in? Oh my goodness, Yuki, what's wrong? What's wrong, my baby? Hi. I'll put it in this container. Right, we transfer the chocolate. Okay, flour. Oh, I went over my sugar as well. Cacao powder has, or cocoa. Is it cacao or cocoa? There's an A at the end of it. So chunky. Right. Why am I at negative 2 grams? Thank you. 30 grams of cocoa, cacao. Baking is so precise. I know some people might not say, like, agree, but, like, I can go off recipe when I'm cooking dinner. I feel like I can't go off recipe with baking. Oh, finally, we're starting to melt. Oh, get off my spoon. Get off. Okay, so. Oopsie, that should not go in the sink. Right. Buttermilk. Don't need the double cream right now. Are you edging the washing machine, Oogie? Oh, splatter. Right. Let's measure this out. Hi, Oogie. I'd say that's 100. Right, where's my spatula? Spatula needs a wash. Okay, so time to go over what I have so far managed to accomplish today. I have got a cake in the oven. I have taken the rubbish out, cleaned the countertops, done the dishes, got a load of laundry on, been out for my prescription, Scott's prescription, and the stuff we need for dinner. I have shifted the towel over so the other side can dry, although it felt pretty dry. So that's a win. I'm looking at my bookcase and I know for a fact I need to rearrange and get some books slotted in. I've got like a third book in a series, third books in a series, a second book in a series, two second books in a series, and then technically a part 2 of a duet series that I need to get slotted away. So I need to do that. I also need to eat some lunch, although I'm not really particularly hungry right now, but I've got leftovers. I cooked dinner last night. I've challenged Scott that at least once this week he needs to cook dinner, but now it's turned into a meat dish, and now I'm going to be cooking dinner. So I'm cooking dinner every night this week. So, bit of a bummer. He had one night, but oh well. So let's attempt to tackle the books, and then after that, I'll have lunch. I need to set a timer for the cake. I need to go see what time is on the cooker. Then I can set a timer. Can't forget that. Don't want to burn it. You can ignore the mess in the background if you want, or you can stare and be like, oh my god, they're so messy. No, we're just real people with real houses, and I haven't got around to cleaning this room yet. Okay. So like I said earlier in the video, I went to Waterstones on Saturday to spend my voucher, because I've been waiting for them to do, I've been waiting for them to do a double points offer. And I thought they probably were going to hold out until Christmas or New Year, and I was absolutely fine to wait, genuinely absolutely fine to wait. And then I opened up a newsletter from them, and it was like either Thursday night or Friday night, and they're like, tomorrow. Well, if it was Friday night, it was tomorrow, or if it was Thursday night, then obviously it would be Saturday. 1 day only for World Book Day. We're going to do our double points. So these are all the books I picked up. So I got 6 in total. I got The Full Moon Coffee Shop by Mawa Mozuki. Apologies for this pronunciation. A Fellowship. Okay, I should probably show you the cover. So The Full Moon Cafe. I'm really excited to read this one. This one sounds awesome. A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Penner. I saw this in Barnes & Noble in Vegas in April, and I took a photo of it to be like, I would like to buy this, because at that point in our trip in Vegas, I'd already bought quite a few books and I couldn't risk buying more. Turns out it was already over with my luggage allowance. So what harm would one more book be? So I wanted this all the way back in April, so I finally got it. Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. So this one sounded really interesting. And look at that sprayed edge. Isn't that gorgeous? The Book of Witching by CJ Cook. This one is set in Glasgow and Orkney, which is really interesting. I really am enjoying books set in Scotland, particularly. Like, I'm reading one just now, it's like Love's a Witch or something like that. I think it's fairly new, and that is set in Scotland. A Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. And then lastly, this is the one I really enjoyed this series. I listened as an audiobook. Thoroughly enjoyed. This is the second half of the series. And so I've got book 1 and book 2 of the first half. There's then like a novella in between. And then there's this one and the follow-up. So the first 2 are called The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and then The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So I thoroughly enjoyed this series. So between these and then this pile that I should probably put spines out, it would look better. And then I've got one I can't reach, and then I've got these ones I got in the works for, like, I got all of these for £1 each, so £5. But these have just been sitting waiting to get slotted in. So let's put that one there. Can I reach the other book? And then I've got this one, which is a book 3. So let's pop that there. I need to get all of them slotted into an already full bookcase. So we're going to go through some stuff. We're going to maybe we're maybe going to part with some books that were handed down to me that I didn't maybe really want to read, or I'm now realizing I don't want to read. And then maybe get rid of ones that I'm holding on to just make my books look more, when I didn't really, like, I've got a book, The Alperton Angels. I read that and I didn't really enjoy it, so why is it still in my bookcase? So yeah. Then we need to go through some books. I think we need to have a bit more of a clear out. I already have a pile of books to go to the charity shop, so what's a couple more? Let's get going. I've just realised that Oogie could have technically been in frame there, even though I'd have been very, very low down. But look at her, she's finally all calmed down. Now I'm out the kitchen, I've given her some attention, and she's just like, I can chill now. She had food in here, like you can just see her plate down in the corner. But she does a thing where she doesn't always eat if you're not in the room with her. So I don't think I cottoned on to the fact that she was crying so that I would come into the living room so she would eat. I feel really bad now. But it is kind of annoying that she makes you do that. It's not all the time, that's the thing. It's not every time we feed her that she does it. Sometimes she'll demolish her food. I normally put her food down and then go back into the kitchen to do something, or I go back up to work, especially like during the lunch time. So it's not all the time that she does it. It just seems to be as and when she decides. So there's a clip of her looking all cute and chilling out. Okay, so this is the hard part, trying to decide what books I don't think I want to keep. I have a very kind of no, I wouldn't say niche genre that I like to read. I like fantasy where there's like dragons and fae and magic, where some of these are not that, but they are like cozy, like cozy romance and stuff like that. But I do have a couple that have snuck in that are more kind of like thriller and horror, and I think I need to get rid of those. I'm a bit of a wuss. I'm a scaredy cat at heart. So let's see how we go on. Apologies if you can hear the washing machine in the background. I've just put it on a spin and I've checked my cake. It needs to a little bit longer. But compared to the last time I checked it, we're on track. So my lack of tracking what books I own has bitten me in the arse once again. And it turns out I already own this book. So thank goodness I kept the receipt. I hope to be able to take it back to Waterstones and get something that I don't already own. I really need to find a good way to track my books. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 books I've taken out, and I still have 3 hardbacks that I can't quite squeeze in. I've only got one shelf for hardbacks. Oh, excuse me. One shelf for hardbacks because I'm not totally keen on hardbacks, especially some of the thicker ones. But you can't really turn down some hardbacks when they're £1 each. So I did get them. Like I'll probably struggle to read this one just due to the size of it, but it's one of those ones where I should be able to kind of like prop it open, or eventually treat myself to like a book stand or something. That just made a really satisfying crack. So yeah, I've got 3 hardbacks to still try and fit in. I still have some space because I know I'm getting a voucher for the Works, which is like a cheap bookshop here in the UK. I do have ones where I need to get the follow-up for the series. So that could be like a book 2, book 3, or something like that. But so far, I've taken 15 out of my library. And I will see, I'll go through them more with a fine-tooth comb and make sure they're not something I really want to read, because some of these like haven't been read, like perfectly good spines, not been touched. That one's got a wee bit of always like water damage. Interesting. I hope some of the others don't. That might be from when Scott spilt some of his coffee or something. Where are my keys? Yeah, that would be where his coffee sits. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Some of these have come out of the charity shop. I know some people are against getting books out of a charity shop, but I personally don't mind them. So this is the book that I listened to, and I just wasn't a big fan of it. No offense to the author, just didn't sit with me. So I'll go through these again, just make sure there's nothing that I do want to keep. I'm just going to slot these in size order and put them right there. But yeah, go through them one last time. We've got a 10-minute timer for the cake. Go check that. Hopefully that's it fully done. Now I'm going to go get some lunch. And then hopefully we'll get to some crafting and I can show off some of my projects.
Sorry for the audio difference. My phone's on charge, so I can't use my microphone. But you know you're a podcaster when this is what your area looks like once you've recorded a video. So yeah. It's kind of amazing how you can be sitting on a little bit of money and not realise it. Like all this is only like about £17, but that's still like pennies, 2p, 5p. Like the most, like the highest value coin there is like 150p, and I can't even put it through because you need £10 of 50p's. So in total there's about £17 here, but I can only put those ones into the bank because they are full. Like they meet the requirements of either £1 in 2p's or £1 in a pennies or £5 in 5p's. Like those are the only ones I'd be able to put to the total. Some are really close, like that's £4 and 10p. This is like £4 and 35, and then others are just so far off. I mean, like there's only 3 20p's in there, and you need what, £10 worth of 20p's to put it into the bank. But yeah, like people laugh that I take my change when people be like, do you want your penny change? I'm like, yeah, I do, because if you let it sit long enough you can put this back into the bank, and when money's tight like it is right now and things are going up in price, then this adds up. Like this is £17 back in my pocket. It has been accumulating for probably about 2 years, but still there's £17 back in my bank where I can spend it on like food to get Scott and I through another week. So yeah, don't laugh at people when they want their change. Hello, just checking in. Dinner was a success. We are very full. That's the first time Scott and I have properly had butternut squash. We didn't realise how much fibre was in butternut squash. And both of us are meant to be on low fibre diets. So Cake was also a success. We have tried the cake. I'm very proud of myself. First time ever doing ganache. So today has been a day of firsts. First time trying feta. First time making ganache. Hello. Sorry, just filming.
Okay.
But yeah, dinner was a success, although probably not going to be a dish we'll make very often again, purely because of how high fibre it is. But I just wanted to check in and let you know that update. I haven't really done much else. We got the laundry hung up. We're somewhat on top of the dishes after dinner. And I'm just going to work on my Stephen West knit along. Scott's taking a photo of Viggy, so she must be doing something really cute.
It's just the head's hanging out from just the blanket.
Let's see if I can get the camera down to see it. Oh, there she is. So yeah, gonna do a wee bit of knitting. Hopefully, sorry, bad camera shit. Hopefully, gonna do a wee bit of knitting if my wrists and everything allow, and hopefully no pins and needles.
Excuse me.
If not, I will probably work on that crochet shawl, but we will see. So yeah, just thought I'd check in. Two-ply lace weight. Like, it's consistently thin. It's flippin' gorgeous. I bought this fiber when I was back in Oregon visiting last year, and I went to this yarn. Go back under. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, okay. Bye bye. Hello. Just wanted to check in and have a little chat. It's about 9:30 at night. Scott's just gone off to bed. Probably actually won't be too long up behind him. Just want to get this section done on my Stephen West shawl. And just thought I'd talk about some stuff that's been going on and been on my mind. The first one is, and I've kind of brushed on the topic lightly, I've not been very well recently. I have a bloods appointment on Wednesday to see if I'm anemic, and I know I am. I just don't know how badly I am. Feeling a lot better than what I was, which is great, but I'm still extremely fatigued. Every now and again, I'll get a really horrific headache, and I still have quite a shortness of breath. Alright, I need to stretch my leg out. I've been sat cross-legged too long. So yeah, blood test for that on Wednesday. Hopefully get the results fairly quickly because it's just a full blood count they're doing. So hopefully once I get that back, well basically the minute I get the bloods done, I'm going to start taking my iron supplement again. Doctor was just like, stop taking your iron, and I'm like, counterintuitive, but I understand. I also feel like the fact I had been on an iron supplement for like a week, 2 weeks will skew the results. But oh well. I wasn't expecting this to progress or prolong as long as it has. But here's hoping everything calms down and smooths out. But yeah, I was talking to a friend the other day, So as I have discussed a little bit on here, I'm on the waiting list for like an ADHD and autism assessment, and probably going to be like a year and a half before I get anything back from that. Right, I need to be careful. I need to count my stitches on this one. I don't know why I decided to work on this when I was going to be chatting. But I'm on the waiting list for an autism and an ADHD assessment. And I was talking to her about the fact that recently I've been severely overstimulated sensory wise, and how I had just had severe rage. And she's like, oh yeah, that's an ADHD thing. Like, that's completely normal. Like, once you figure out it's sensory, you can work on making those things stop being an issue. 2 seconds. 27 and 28. Pop my marker. And so I'd already figured out what my sensory things were: lack of sleep, noise, like overstimulation from noise, and a couple of other things. So I've been working on that, and I feel like the anger has dramatically reduced. And then when things don't go according to plan, or according to my plan, I get quite frustrated and pissed off, and then that's a whole part of the rage. And last week, with the car being in the garage, that cost quite a bit of money. Not exactly happy about that, but safe car is the best bit. So, like, having to wait on the garage, having to wait for the bus, which wouldn't normally be a bad thing, but there were some really horrific traffic works in Paisley. One of them thankfully has stopped, but it was so frustrating. Like, I could see my bus, and then ignorant drivers during this 4-way temporary traffic lights, they were going through the light when they really shouldn't have, and were blocking the junction. So at least on 2 occasions, one of the 4 junctions, which was the one my bus was coming through, could not get through. Like, they did not move at all because ignorant drivers were like, I'm getting through, even though there was no space for them. So stuff like that was really annoying me, really getting to me. And I talked it through. Like I said, I talked it through with my friend. She's like, oh yeah, that is ADHD rage. So it was nice to talk to someone that understood, because I think Scott was just like, what on earth is wrong with you? And then honestly, I realized I'm just completely burnt out. Between trying to take on too much in the house with housework and cooking, and then being particular about things. Like, I have my way of doing things, and Scott can try his damn hardest, but it's not my way. Which is so stupid, because he's not going to try if I'm just going to criticize and nitpick. And then with work, which is a whole other ball game. I think I've been burnt out for a while before I moved position, and then it's just excuse me, it's just snowballed, to be honest. Oh, jeez, oh, I had to cough. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. But yeah, between dealing with overstimulation, not being well, anemia, complete burnout, things have shifted in my perspective. I want to slow down a little bit. I want to take more care of myself. I'm looking at my projects differently now. I'm not putting pressure on myself to get things done within a set period of time. So for a while there, so I'll backtrack a little bit. For a while there, my mentality was to work out how long it took me to do a row, 4 rows, a square, whatever I was doing, and then calculate how much I needed to do to get the project finished. And then that would be its own mathematical thing where it's like, okay, so if I need 20 rows and I can get 4 rows done in an hour, how many hours will it take me to get those 200 rows? And then depending on if I was allowing for, like, say, 1 day a week or every day of the week, how many weeks would that take me to complete? And honestly, it was becoming a little much. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It was becoming a bit much. And it was putting so much pressure on me. It was taking the joy out of my projects. And at the end of the day, anything that somebody will be gifted when they don't even know they're going to be getting the gift, why am I putting so much pressure on myself? So I've scrapped all of that. I'm trying not to look at it now as, oh, I need 8 hours for this project, I need 3 weeks for this project. And I'm just working on projects that really bring me joy at the moment, and ones that are really striking a chord with me. Like, I'm so intrigued by them, like this Stephen West musical knit along, like that one's really kind of got my interest at the moment. And then a crochet shawl I started yesterday also has my interest. Both are very involved projects though. They require constantly reading the pattern, constantly reading my work, doing a whole bunch of counting, making sure I've not missed stitches. And that's okay. I'd say I'd like to maybe start like a mindless project. I have a couple. I just need to remind myself of that so that I don't start more things. But yeah, I just thought we'd have that little chat. I think a lot of people forget to slow down. Whether you remember like we are doing slow crafts or not doesn't matter, but just to slow down in your life and really kind of take a step back. So yesterday, for example, I said to Scott I was going to have a very low energy day. I wasn't going to do much in the way of housework. I think I only put a load of laundry on and then cooked dinner. And that was it for me. That's all I done. And that was fine. Like, that was absolutely fine. I didn't beat myself up. I didn't say, oh, I could have cleaned this, I could have done that, I could have X, Y, and Z. There's a list. And instead I enjoyed my day. I got a little bit of knitting done. I started that crochet shawl that I said about. And yeah. So I know I'm blabbering on, I'm repeating myself, but just a reminder that if you're feeling a bit burnt out, take a step back if you can. I can't have time off from work. Believe me, I've thought about it, but I have reached my limit with my absences without triggering a disciplinary or some form of meeting. But I have some time off in a week and a half, a week and 2 days. Yeah, week and 2 days. And I've got just over a week of annual leave. So, oh no, a week and 3 days. I have to work that Monday. Yeah, hopefully that time off will be enough for Scott and I, because he's feeling it too, to just decompress, rest, feel better in ourselves. Like, I've napped twice in the last week. And that's not normal for me. I don't normally nap. For a really stupid reason, I don't nap. So when I was at my sickest with my Crohn's disease, and I had my surgery, so I had a small bowel resection where they basically opened me up, took a bunch of my small bowel out, joined everything back together, sewed me back up, and sent me on my merry way. And during that period, when I was at my sickest before the surgery and especially after the surgery, I had to nap every day. I was zapped by doing anything. And I think I don't like to nap now because it makes me feel weak. And that's so stupid because right now I'm weak. I'm ill. I am anemic. My body needs to rest. And there was also one day last week where I was awake at 3:45 in the morning, very overstimulated between Scott snoring and Oogie being on my feet. I felt trapped. She is a very warm cat. I was overheating. It was a whole big thing. I was extremely overstimulated. Did not like it. Do not want a repeat. Oh, I forgot to put my... So one of the things I bought for the overstimulation was an eye mask with built-in speakers in the headphones, like for over your ears. And that died last night. It ran out of charge. I forgot to charge it. Damn it. Oh, okay. Anyway, I napped twice in the last week. One because of the 3:45, 3:30. I don't even remember now. Because of that early wake up call, and then because of the anemia as well, I've just been completely zapped. And it was just that gentle reminder to myself to be like, napping is not evil. It is not a sign of weakness. If your body needs it, your body needs it. So yeah, all in all, not feeling fantastic. Not feeling horrific. Definitely starting to feel better. But the burnout's going to take a while to get over, especially considering I still have just over a week. So 7 working days. Is that right? Yeah, 7 working days, and then I'm off for 7 working days. Hopefully that'll be enough time to get over the majority of the burnout and not come back and put more on top of that. As of Wednesday at say like 8:30 in the morning, I can start taking my iron supplement again. Hopefully that will help with all the anemia symptoms, specifically the shortness of breath. I really thought it was my asthma that had got really bad. I was all ready to make an appointment with the asthma specialist, the asthma nurse in my doctor's practice. And then upon speaking to my GP about the ongoing issues, they were like, oh, that all sounds like anemia. And I was like, asthma specialist can't help me then. So didn't bother to try and make an appointment. But yeah, but you know what I have been finding joy in recently? I am actually really enjoying cooking at the moment. So Scott and I, we don't eat many takeouts. We might look like we do, but we don't eat many takeouts. We just can't afford it. Financially, things are very tight at the moment. And we were more like not pre-packaged ready meals, but we were along those lines where it would be like chicken tenders and some sort of potato product, or we would do chicken with a jarred sauce with rice or pasta or something. Nothing wrong with those whatsoever, but a lot of those sauces and stuff like that out there, and spice, like prepackaged spices and um I would just say prepackaged spices. I was going to say like spice rubs and stuff, but we never ever used it as a spice rub. A lot of those contain wheat, and as I've mentioned before, just earlier in this vlog, Scott is celiac. He cannot consume wheat or gluten, and so we had to be very careful about what we bought, what we were eating and consuming, constantly reading labels to see what was in them. Was there a risk of like cross contaminations? I don't know if you've ever paid much attention to the labels on your food, but some of them have a may contain. And even if there isn't gluten in the item, it could be made in a factory that another line or another product contains gluten, and therefore it becomes a may contain. And we don't take a risk with that. We just go, nah. And so it kind of limits what you can have. And then every now and again, on a blue moon, so it's rare, every now and again, something that says it doesn't contain gluten will trigger something within Scott, and it puts the fear in us. And so by making stuff from scratch, we're taking that risk out. Obviously, there are some things like you can't just use normal soy sauce. Not that we use soy sauce in this house, but you can't just use normal soy sauce. You have to specifically like get gluten free. Same with Worcestershire sauce. You've got to specifically get gluten free. And so, bad time to get an itch when you cover up your mic. So yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying cooking. Tonight's was a hit. It really was a hit. The food tasted lovely. It just turns out butternut squash contains a lot of fibre. And because of my Crohn's, I'm meant to be on a low fibre diet. So I didn't look into butternut squash, like the properties of it. And Scott also doesn't eat a particularly high fibre diet. We were eating the dinner and we're like, oh my God, we're so full so fast. Like barely halfway through our portion and we were struggling. Yeah, turns out that's why. It's such a high fibre food. But it was delicious, absolutely delicious. And as you saw in the video, I made cake today. I've not made cake in forever. First time making ganache as well, so well done me. But yeah, that's one of the things I'm not taking for granted anymore is like making things from scratch, and I'm making time to cook, which is really really lovely. Whereas before, like I say, we'd be using like jarred sauces, stuff out the freezer, the occasional ready meal. And I'm not gonna say we're never gonna eat a ready meal or something from the freezer ever again. Of course we are. We're only human. Sometimes you just want something quick and easy. Like, I think it's now becoming a bit of a ritual that we have pizza on a Saturday so that I don't have to cook. And again, before anyone comes for him, not that I think any of you would, Scott is colorblind. He cannot see whether the meat is cooked or not. And because we are not vegetarian or vegan, a lot of our dishes contain meat. And I would rather cook than him feeling bad that he accidentally gave us food poisoning. But he is getting tested. Going forward, hopefully once a week, he will be given the recipe for a vegetarian dish, and that will be his one night a week where he cooks. But yeah, oh my goodness, 23 minutes of me just gabbing on. Sorry, but not sorry. You can skip it. But just wanted to give you an update. It explains why I might be a little low energy. Although I really do enjoy doing the Monday vlogs. I had more energy this morning. And I managed to get a lot done today as well. Maybe that's also why I'm low energy. I'm trying to think if there's anything I didn't do, apart from charge my eye mask. How silly does that sound? I meant to charge my eye mask. I sleep with an eye mask. I have done for years now. And then because Scott has been snoring a bit more, and it really does not sit well with me at night time. I'm the snorer in this relationship. Me, not him. And I don't hear me snore. I bought this cheap eye mask off of Amazon that had speakers in it. They're a wee bit sore on the ear, which is unfortunate. But the company I bought my proper eye mask from, for those ones with their speakers, they wanted £143. Like, that's astronomical for an eye mask. And our car just cost nearly £500 to get fixed, so I am buying an eye mask at £143. So I bought one that was like £19.99. Does the trick. Just need to remember to charge it. So yeah, that's me. You'll be very glad to know. I'll put a timestamp to be like, if you don't want to hear me waffle for 25 minutes, skip to here. But yeah, let me know what you think of these vlogs. Obviously, this one has ended on a slight downer, slight low energy, but I quite like doing them. I can't record one next week. I have to work next Monday. I'm getting Friday off, but I need to work next Monday, so there'll be no Monday vlog next week. I do have Glasgow School of Yarn this Saturday. My only purchase intention, because funds are tight this month, is needle stoppers from Fiona of Quack Yarns. And then after that, I have the SEC Hobbycraft event that I also don't really have intentions to buy anything at, but if I see a really good deal, then you never know, I might be able to purchase it. So look out for maybe clips from both of those. Hopefully, definitely clips from Glasgow School of Yarn. Maybe not the Hobbycraft event. Just kind of awkward to film at. So many people. Very tight areas as well sometimes. But yeah. Considering I started this at 9:30, it now means it's nearly 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go take my magnesium. I take magnesium before bed. I do feel it helps me sleep. Got to feed Oogie, who is beside me but under her blanket. I've put out her supper, as Scott calls it, set up her feeder for 5:30 in the morning so she doesn't wake us up. And I guess we'll see what time I wake up at tomorrow. It's all over the place. There's never a set time. I hardly ever sleep through to my alarm, which is at 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really have actually had fun recording today's vlog. It might not sound it at the end, but I did have so much fun recording today. I got so much done. My bookcase is looking brilliant. And yeah, let me know what you think of these vlogs in the comments down below. Let's start a conversation. And until the next video, stay safe, happy crafting. Bye everyone.